It seems like Sony has lost its way these past couple of years, releasing uncompetitive smartphones from a faltering Z series, then moving to a new X line of expensive devices which felt unfinished and unfocused, and unworthy of succeeding their predecessors. Now the company is attempting to merge its past and present into a single device tasked with saving Sony's mobile division, the Sony Xperia XZ. But will it be enough? We intend to find out. For starters, Sony has a new refreshing design in place for the Xperia XZ. It's still a rectangular shape with matching top and bottom bezels, but the sides are more rounded to create the feel of a seamless looping surface. Sony is premiering a new material called Alcalado, which is proprietary aluminum alloy, which changes color under different light and adds a feeling of depth to the color. Speaking of color, Sony has an entirely new set of product colors lined up: forest blue, deep pink, platinum, and mineral black. Our review unit came in mineral black color, and surprisingly, it's anything but black, constantly changing hues depending on the amount of light available. The new Xperia XZ lives up to Sony's usual trim level with expandable storage and water resistance. The side-mounted power button also doubles as a fingerprint scanner, though like on the Xperia X Performance, the scanner is market dependent. Sony has fitted what they believe is the perfect one-size-fits-all screen on the Xperia XZ, a 5.2-inch 1080p LCD not unlike the one on the Xperia Z5. Some may scoff at the lack of Quad HD, but at more than 400 pixels per inch, the Xperia XZ is as sharp as you'd ever really need. The IPS panel is very bright and has excellent contrast. It's great both indoors and out. Now on to the next big selling point of the new Sony Xperia XZ, the camera. This is basically the same wide-angle 23-megapixel snapper we've seen in the Xperia Z5, but with a few key improvements. The Xperia XZ adds laser autofocus to the already available hybrid contrast and face detect system, and the goal is to improve low-light focusing speed at close range. Another novelty is an RGBC IR sensor, which determines the color temperature of the scene for achieving a truer white balance. In artificial lighting, the photos by the Xperia XZ still come out colder than we would have liked, though outdoor photos are just fine. In all other aspects, the images from the Sony Xperia XZ are more or less identical to what we've seen from the Xperia Z5 or the other recent X series smartphones. There's plenty of detail in those 23-megapixel shots, but also plenty of processing in the form of noise reduction and sharpening. There are software-related artifacts in the images which we really dislike, but as many of you will notice, you have to zoom into 100% magnification to see them. Dynamic range is good, though not class-leading. In low light, the camera lowers the shutter speed and increases the ISO to deliver a good exposure, resulting in well-exposed photos which however are noisy with very low detail. The front camera is a 13-megapixel unit which is great for selfies, especially in good light. In low light, the detail is lacking. This selfie camera certainly can't hold a candle next to the snapper on the Xperia XA Ultra. We were glad to see Sony finally enable 4K video on this flagship smartphone. The video quality is great as expected. Sony's excellent active steady shot electronic stabilization has been enhanced to compensate for movement and more access now, but only in macro mode. To start with, considering this stabilization mode is only available in 1080p video recording, we'd say you'd better have steady hands for shooting 4K footage. There is no doubt that this is Sony's best phone ever, if you allow us the iPhone pun. It has Sony's streamlined design, new colors that change hues almost magically, excellent software user experience, and a solid camera. Each element has received an upgrade, making the Xperia XZ the culmination of all of Sony's strengths. But it also carries all of its weaknesses. While what we really like to see is for Sony to reinvent itself, the time for that still hasn't come. We remain hopeful, and until then, the Xperia XZ remains our top pick in Sony's portfolio.